Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Installment of Scott Selections here for Thursday, September 30th. For today's play of the day, quick recap of what happened yesterday. We ended up giving out a look-ahead teaser in the NFL, a two-pick teaser with one of those involving the Thursday night game. So once again, if you want another NFL play, check out the video before this one because I made a video and the games haven't happened yet. So there you go. But for the play of the day for Thursday, we're actually going to be sticking with the Thursday night football game between the Bengals and the Jaguars. We're going to be looking at a player prop. Now, player props have been doing very well for us so far this season, so hopefully that success carries over into this matchup. But for this one, we're going to be doing something a little bit bold. We're going to be taking a Jacksonville Jaguar player over a total. Yeah, I know it's crazy because that offense is terrible, but there is one player I do like a lot, and I do think that the line is too low, so I'm going to give it out, and that player is James Robinson. And the play that is going to be on his receiving yards over 23.5 at minus 110 on DraftKings. Time recording of 1:30 a.m. Eastern time. Cover is why I like the over in the spot. First of all, 23.5 is a very solid line. You can find the same exact default prop for receiving yards at 25.5 on Fox Bet. So you're saving 2 yards, no questions asked, no additional juice, which of course I'm going to take every time. But Robinson has been a pretty steady contributor in the passing game. The ground game is completely underutilized, which is extremely frustrating. But Robinson has been consistently involved in the passing game as he has recorded at least 3 receptions in every game. And he's also recorded at least 29 receiving yards in 2 of those 3 games, including a very impressive 6-reception game for 46 yards last week against the Cardinals. But you're looking at Cincinnati, and this team's defense has been surprisingly decent. It shut down Pittsburgh last week, and it did okay against Minnesota in week 1. It was also pretty decent against Chicago in week 2. But the issue that Cincinnati's defense has had so far this season is really containing opposing running backs in the passing game. To go through all 3 starting running backs they went up against, Dalvin Cook in week 1 had 6 receptions for 43 yards. Then in week 2, you had David Montgomery, who had 3 receptions for 18 yards. Damian Williams had a couple of catches for, I believe, like -1 or -2. But the point is they still gave up 5 receptions to running backs. And you're looking at week 3, that was the real coming out party, as Najee Harris, the rookie running back from Pittsburgh, had 14 receptions for 102 yards. And I know, of course, game flow did play a factor in the 3rd week because the Steelers were trailing for basically the last 2 quarters. But game flow could play a factor in this one because the Jaguars are about 8-point underdogs right now. So if you think that the Jaguars end up getting blown out once again, then you might end up seeing James Robinson getting a decent amount of targets because the Bengals have proven that if they go up, they will play prevent and they will give up everything underneath to opposing running backs. So Robinson should have a lot of opportunities here if this game gets a little bit out of hand. But even if it doesn't, Robinson's still getting 3+ receptions, I mentioned before, in every game. A couple screen passes, a couple dump offs. The issue that you have with Lawrence is that he's been very turnover prone because he's consistently trying to force passes downfield. And I think that if the coaching staff wants him to potentially play it safer moving forward, Robinson is a pretty good safety valve there, as he proved last year that he is very capable of being a 5-6 reception guy out of the backfield basically every game. But Cincinnati, once again, has been awful against opposing running backs when it comes to pass coverage, and Robinson has been very involved. And I think Jacksonville, whether they get blown out or not, should give Robinson at least 4 to 5 targets, and I think he'll find his way to eventually get over this 23.5. Probably going to finish with in the, I'd say, mid to low 30s, but 23.5 is too low, and I'm going to take it. To play the day once again here for Thursday, September 30th is going to be on James Robinson over 23.5 receiving yards at minus 110 on DraftKings. Bye, everyone.